Hello, I'm Matthew Gatland, and this is my side project. I've been working on this more than Caves lately, so I'm going to show you this instead. It's a multiplayer game. I guess it's kind of an action RPG. It's very heavily inspired by Realm of the Mad God, which calls itself a bullet hell MMO. So it's one of those. And you run around and you shoot the enemies. It's PvE, so you can't hurt other players. And you gradually get experience so that you become more powerful, and if I keep working on it, there'll be items and stuff as well. So the game looks pretty simple, but there's a lot of behind the scenes work to make it work well. You'll see in the corner of the screen my ping is quite high, but the game still feels responsive. As I dodge bullets, as I shoot enemies, I see them die immediately as soon as I hit them, that sort of thing. Yeah, so there's a lot of work to make it feel responsive even if your connection's really quite laggy. The only thing you really feel at the moment is when you get hit, the damage doesn't appear until the server sends you an update. So a shot will hit you, and then your health will only go down like this much time later. And I'm eventually going to fix that too, so you'll see damage happen immediately. Now, I've been trying to get it to use as little data as possible, so I don't want to send a whole lot of data between the client and the server. And I recently compressed the position of everything, the position of these ducks, down to a 16-bit float, which is a really small amount of information. But I've been testing it near the center of the world, and floating point numbers get less accurate the bigger they are. So as you get further away from the center of the world, the position of these creatures becomes more and more inaccurate. And I hadn't tested it properly, and I've since realized I get this quite annoying glitch. It's sort of like the far lands in Minecraft, if you've seen or heard of that. As you get further from the center, the error gets greater. So you can see that the enemies here are kind of bouncing around a little bit. Sometimes they glitch back and forwards. And that's because we are trying to represent numbers for their position that are bigger than a 16-bit float can represent accurately. And the further I go, the worse it gets. So the further I get from the center of the world, the more these creatures will bounce around. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to have to change it back to use more information to represent their positions. But I just thought that was a fun bug that I want to show you. And that's the kind of stuff that's going on. I'm trying to optimize the data use. Look at these ducks glitching out. I'm trying to optimize it to use as little data as possible, and trying to make it feel really responsive. And I should probably also try and add a bit more sort of content as well, because it doesn't matter how responsive it is if there's nothing to do. Right now the enemies are all pretty easy. So that's what I'm working on. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.